while I respect the opinion of Representative Abante, I think he also knows, I'm certain that he is aware na ang tamang venue o ang tamang panahon para mag-conduct ng trial o para sagutin at magbigay kami ng ang ebidensya, ang Vice Presidente, ay hindi sa Committee on Justice. Ito ay before the impeachment court. Ibig sabihin sa Senado. Hindi naman ito I think this is something important that we all need to understand. Kailangan lang nating basahin ng konstitusyon. Sino ba ang impeachment court? Ito ba ang Committee on Justice? Hindi. Ito ba ang House of Representatives? Hindi rin. So sino? According to the Constitution, ang impeachment court, if that even will be constituted, ay ang Senado. So, ang ibig kong sabihin, the defense and the Vice President are ready to respond in detail, again, before the proper forum, and during a fair trial.
Opo, medyo marami po yung tanong, no? But first and foremost, I don't want to preempt the vote of the Committee on Justice pagdating sa finding of probable cause na gagawin nilang botohan. Secondly, I also don't want to preempt the House itself. Diba? Bigyan naman natin ng respeto yung House. Tingnan na lang natin. Pero ang defense team, ready kami sa kung ano man mangyari. Like we've been saying, no, last year, we have been preparing for trial na dahil kahit nag-file tayo ng petition sa Supreme Court, hindi naman natin alam kung ano yung magiging desisyon nun. So we were preparing. And until today, we are still preparing. So ano na lang po tayo, no? I don't want to preempt, I don't want to speculate kung may boto man o walang House. I think it's best directed to the House members themselves. Pero kami, we're just ready for any eventuality.
Next is Ron Mendoza from Manila Times.
Hi po, good afternoon po, attorneys. Meron of course nagsabi po my first question is, nagsabi po si Congressman Benny Abante kahapon sa hearing kahapon na the only way for the Vice President to answer the allegations is to face the impeachment court. I mean, or the Committee on Justice hearing. I mean, nagmamakawa pa nga siya na dapat daw pumunta raw si VP sa hearing para ma-hear yung side niya. And there is also a recent interview by former Corona Defense Counsel Judge Roy na sinabi niya na pagpunta daw ni VP sa Committee on Justice is the strategic way for her to defend herself. What's your thought on those comments po?
Well, as to yung strategic way or not, I think our position has been very clear. It's about jurisdiction to conduct the proceedings that we feel are already bordering on trial, no? If not trial itself. So yun naman talaga yun. It wasn't really anything strategic. It was really something we had to file based as lawyers doon sa nakikita naming developments. Ngayon, pagdating naman po doon sa pagsagot, like Attorney Sheila said, scrutiny can only be had when we are also allowed to test the evidence, present our side, and that will be the impeachment court in the Senate.
Dagdag ko lang, no? While I respect the opinion of Representative Abante, I think he also knows, I'm certain that he is aware na ang tamang venue o ang tamang panahon para mag-conduct ng trial o para sagutin at magbigay kami ng ang ebidensya, ang Vice Presidente, ay hindi sa Committee on Justice. Ito ay before the impeachment court. Ibig sabihin sa Senado. Hindi naman ito I think this is something important that we all need to understand. Hindi maaari na sinasabi lang natin, dapat dito kayo sa komite, dito kayo sa komite. Kasi kailangan lang nating basahin ng konstitusyon. Sino ba ang impeachment court? Ito ba ang Committee on Justice? Hindi. Ito ba ang House of Representatives? Hindi rin. So sino? According to the Constitution, ang impeachment court, if that even will be constituted, ay ang Senado. So, ang ibig kong sabihin, the defense and the Vice President are ready to respond in detail, again, before the proper forum, and during a fair trial.
Last na lang po on my end. Ito po, naungkat din po ito dun sa hearings, yung sinasabing return, o papabalik ng mga sinasabing confidential funds na according to sa commission auditor. But what's your take po doon? I mean, ano pong reaction po ng defense team sa paglalabas ng mga dokumento na ito regarding sa confidential funds? That's for me.
Thank you, Red. I think you're referring to the decision of the commission proper. I'll be very candid. Nandun ako sa hearing na yun di ba? Kung napapansin nyo, sumisilip nga ako sa phone ni Attorney Camora. Kasi nagulat ako. The Office of the Vice President or the persons that are accountable, allegedly doon sa ND, hindi pa sila na-servan ng copy nung ND bago in-announce yung decision na yon. In fact, hanggang ngayon, wala pa rin kaming natatanggap. Ang natatanggap pa lang namin ay syempre yung galing sa House na binibigay nila sa amin. Pero yung mismong from COA itself, and I keep on checking with the accountable officers named in that decision, kung nakuha na nila or kami bilang councils, wala pa rin kami natatanggap actually. Now, ngayon, pagdating sa restitution, hindi pa po panahon para pag-usapan ang restitution because hindi pa po final yung decision na yan. Let me clarify that. After a decision is rendered by the commission proper that is adverse, in this case, to the accountable officers of the OVP, meron pa pong 30-day period within which we can file an MR or actually, upon denial of the MR or motion for reconsideration, we will go up to the Supreme Court based on Rule 64 of the Rules of Court. At yan po ay nasa COA rules mismo. So we just wanted to clarify para lang klaro tayo lahat dito. The commission proper has decided, yes, wala pa kaming kopya. And secondly, hindi pa po final yan dahil may remedies pa po ang mga officials ng OVP. Again, motion for reconsideration within 30 days. And then, upon denial, kung ano man ang balanse ng 30-day period na yon, ay maaari pa kaming umakyat sa Supreme Court on Rule 64. At doon lang po sa desisyon ng Supreme Court magiging final itong disallowance na ito.
Ms. Marisol Abdulrahman of GMA News.
Without necessarily going into details, like how would you explain yung actually medyo nakakagulat? Itong more than 600 suspicious transactions at pinimension yung almost 7 billion na amount na binanggit. Like, sa part ng defense team, like without necessarily going into details, like how would you address yung allegations sa kahapon?
I'll just stick with the facts, Kasi nga ayaw nating parang nagdedebate tayo sa media, diba? So we'll just stick with the facts. Ano po ba ang suspicious transaction report? Ang laman po niyan ay suspicious transactions. Ang ibig po sabihin, suspicious transactions does not equate to any wrongdoing or unlawful activity. Perhaps the bank thought or tagged it as suspicious, so umakyat sa AMLAC, nagkaroon ng suspicious transaction report. Ngayon, hindi naman ibig sabihin nun illegal na kaagad or may money laundering na kaagad or may krimen na kaagad. In fact, magti-trigger lang yon para sa AMLAC na tingnan at kung gusto nilang imbestigahan at yun po ang nangyari. In fact, kanina when we were, the legal team and I, the defense team and I were perusing over the documents, wala kasi kaming time so nagpa-browse lang kami. Napansin namin dun sa attachment ng suspicious transaction report, ang naging basis nila for that was media reports on the confidential funds, on the committee hearings, regarding in relation to the confidential funds. So, maaring yon yung nag-trigger sa bank, And yun lang yung naging basihan ng bank, kaya nagkaroon ng suspicious transaction report. But again, I don't want to speculate on that. Yun lang yung nabasa namin. So, wala pa kaming time para bigyan kayo ng full picture. But at least we want that established that a suspicious transaction does not necessarily mean or does not automatically equate to any wrongdoing or any unlawful activity. Pagdating naman po dun sa pangalawang yung tanong na bilyon at sabi nyo nga nakakagulat, marami ring nagulat. Totoo naman po yun, Kahit naman sino siguro magagulat kung ganun yung amounts. But again, Doon po kami nanggagaling sa how is an AMLAC report presented. Diba? It is the aggregate of all, ang tawag nga nila ay inflows and outflows. So lahat ng deposit, lahat ng withdrawal, ina-add nilang lahat yon. At least yun yung posisyon namin, pananaw namin, o pagkakaintindi namin sa reports ng AMLAC. No? Na ina-add lang nila lahat yun over a span of 18 years. So it doesn't give us a clear picture kung magkano ba talaga yung pera na nasa bangko. Kasi kung meron kang 5,000, 20,000 na dinideposit mo kada buwan, wini-withdraw mo, etc., etc., pag ina-add mo yung lahat over a span of 18 years, talagang magiging malaki yung amount, magiging bloated, no? And that is why we're saying that these things, no, we just have to be very cautious on how we look at it. Again, I'm not saying na mali yung report ng AMLAC. Wala kaming sinasabing ganyan. What we're saying is we have to be cautious on how to take those figures that were being given out yesterday. And as you know, the Vice President in her statement already denied, no, all these things na may ganun siyang kalaking pera na pumasok sa kanyang bangko at any point in time. Okay.
Sir, the hearing kahapon may mga congressmen na nag-raise ng concern na the committee might be violating laws. Pero as the defense team of the Vice President, we think rise at the committee were violated. If so, ano ang specifically?
Ako sa ngayon, if I can be honest with you, hindi na ko muna didiretso yung sagutin yan. Of course, we have our own position and you'll know it at the proper time.
Attorney, habol ko lang. Nasa kanila po yung box ng BIR. Any illegal group? Kasi we understand parang nagsubugata from BIR to withdraw but the committee refused to do it. So, anong plano po ng detention? Kasi they're still in possession of the box.
Well, I think it was clear from the BIR's position itself, no? The commissioner during the transmittal even mentioned the confidentiality of all these returns. Specifically, I think Section 270, if I'm not mistaken, of the tax code, no? So, nilatag na naman niya yon, no? And in fact, dun sa transmittal, when we saw it, nakasulat doon, it can be given as long as it's in executive session and by request by Congress and in aid of legislation, which this is not, no? Hindi to in aid of legislation. So, kami naman, we'll just monitor the developments and syempre bilang abogado, kung makikita namin na violate yung rights ng aming kliyente, we will have to do everything to protect, you know, the rights of the Vice President.